The Library Beneath the Roots. English Story Level 3. Deep in the heart of greenest forest, there stood an enormous tree older than any kingdom. Its roots twisted across the ground like sleeping dragons, and its branches reached high enough to brush the clouds. Travelers called it the Elder Wood, believing it held ancient wisdom, but few knew the truth. Beneath its roots lay a secret library where forgotten knowledge slept. Taryn, a young apprentice healer, discovered the secret by accident. While searching for rare herbs, he slipped between two massive roots and tumbled down a hidden tunnel. When he opened his eyes, he found himself standing before a vast wooden door carved with symbols of leaves, feathers, and stars. Pushing it open, he entered a chamber filled with glowing shelves that stretched into the darkness. Books floated gently in midair, their covers shimmering like fireflies. Scrolls rolled and unrolled themselves, whispering softly as if reminding the world not to forget them. The entire library felt alive, breathing, watching, waiting. Taryn had never seen anything so beautiful or intimidating. As he'd explored further, a figure emerged from behind a stack of floating tomes. It was a woman with bark-like skin and hair made of flowing vines. She introduced herself as Lysandra, guardian of the rooted library. She explained that the library stored knowledge the world had lost, spells abandoned by ancient mages, cures forgotten by healers, histories erased by war, and stories never written down. Lysandra sensed Taryn's desire to help others and offered to show him a special collection, the Codices of Life, books containing long-lost remedies capable of healing diseases that modern healers believed incurable. Taryn eagerly followed her to a glowing alcove where massive books hovered in spiraling patterns like planets in orbit. One codex opened itself to him, revealing a cure for a rare illness that had recently struck his village. But as he read, the library trembled. A dark presence seeped through the roots above. Lysandra's expression hardened. She told Taryn that something dangerous had followed him, something hungry for knowledge, not to protect it but to erase it. A mind moth. Mind moths were shadowy creatures that fed on information. They consumed memories, ideas, and stories until nothing remained. Drawn to the strong magic of the library, the mind moth swooped from the darkness, its wings scattering pages and unraveling scrolls with every flap. Lysandra erected a barrier of glowing vines, but the mind moth pressed against it, draining the knowledge from the roots themselves. Books dimmed, shelves sagged. If the creature reached the Codices of Life, countless remedies and histories would vanish forever. Taryn realized that the mind moth was attracted to open knowledge, the flow of thoughts and memories. Closing the codex in his hands, he looked around desperately for a way to stop it. He remembered a simple technique his grandmother once taught him: overwhelming a creature with something it could not digest. He grabbed a blank journal from a nearby shelf and opened it wide. The mind moth turned toward it immediately, sensing the potential for knowledge. But when it dove in, it found nothing, no memories, no history, no ideas. Just an endless void of unwritten pages. Confused and frustrated, it tried to feed, but grew weaker with each attempt. Taryn stepped forward, flipping through the blank pages faster and faster. The creature desperately absorbed emptiness until it finally collapsed into dust. The library brightened, its shelves rising again, books returning to their gentle glow. Lysandra thanked Taryn, telling him that few had ever saved the library from such danger. As a reward, she allowed him to take the codex containing the cure. With gratitude heavy in his chest, Taryn rushed back to his village and used the forgotten remedy to heal the sick. From that day on, Taryn visited the library often, learning, growing, and protecting the knowledge held beneath the roots. The elderwood watched over him, its branches swaying as though whispering ancient words. Guard the wisdom, and the wisdom will guard you.